couple years ago, I was feeling sad, unconnected. And I don't know, I decided to go to synagogue anyway on Friday night. I usually go to synagogue in Karlbach, and they have a spirited service, but it wasn't touching me this time. I was just going through it. And finally we come to a verse that appears just ordinarily. And it's a verse that never really distinguished itself before for me. God sat during the flood. God shall become king forever. And why that touched me, I can't tell you, but all of a sudden I began to think of God sitting through the flood. What does that mean? God's frustration and anger at human iniquity, human evil, human failure. It's like, oh, I can't do this anymore, and basically God brings the flood either out of rage or out of exhaustion, like an artist who basically gets infuriated at a canvas that didn't go right. So the image in my head was like a Blake etching, you know, with God with his head in his hands, in despair at what he had done, how his ideal hopes for humanity had actually been destructive, and God watching the world sink into oblivion as, you know, he totally gave up hope for goodness. I read the verse again and again. It's the contemplation of the flood that moved God from being a frustrated artist to being a caring and loving king. After the flood, God makes a covenant never to destroy the world again. And I began to be filled with an inexplicable joy. It was the moment that I all of a sudden realized that I needed to reinvest in my relationships, in my community. Yeah, they were imperfect, but the failure was in me. And all of a sudden it dawned on me that I could make it better. Maybe not immediately. In fact, maybe that's the whole problem with the artist, is he wants everything to be perfect now. The king is patient, fixing things little at a time according to the capacity of the children that he loves. And so I began to do just that, and it is exactly what makes the difference. To fix things slowly and patiently out of love, little at a time, making the world just a little bit better than the way we found it.